Welcome to my channel, Lady N Trends. I'll tell you 3 reasons why you keep choosing emotionally unavailable partners. Before I go any further, please allow me to explain the distinction between available and emotionally unavailable partners. As a result of the explanations stated, you will have a greater grasp of the two. The differences between available and emotionally unavailable partners. Grasp emotional unavailability begins with a clear understanding of emotional availability. Due to the fact that many people aren't genuinely emotional, this is the primary reason. As a result, you may not have a real-world example to draw from. Emotional availability can be defined as the ability to connect with another individual. These are characteristics of an emotionally available partner in a relationship. To be more precise, a strong connection can be formed between two persons. A person who is emotionally available is able to express their feelings in a way that is both constructive and thoughtful. They don't make it obvious that they're enraged. As a result, when something disturbs them, they don't just shut off. They always approach you with the goal of resolving a problem. As a result, these people are able to recognize and respect your boundaries, and they want to see you happy, so they give you the time and space you require. In addition, they are dependable and constant. That's a guarantee that this partner will do what they say they will if nothing unexpected comes up. You can rely on an emotionally accessible partner to show up when they say they will. They're excellent companions, and they'll be there for you when the rest of the world falls apart. Because they practice self-compassion, they are able to show compassion to others. It's because they take care of themselves that they're better individuals for the others in their lives. These behaviors are signs that your partner is emotionally unavailable. On the other hand, persons who are emotionally unavailable appear to be unable to establish any kind of meaningful relationship with anyone. As a result, people avoid expressing or managing their feelings. They either pretend it never occurred or blame it on someone else when anything goes wrong. They tend to steer clear of anything that can be construed as being emotionally charged. You'll probably never hear them discuss the meaning of love in a philosophical context. Make sure you don't put too much stock in your ability to encourage them to open up about their history. That's not anything they'll ever talk to you about. And while you should never force someone to discuss delicate things before they're ready, this is an exception to that rule. It's not a question of whether or not you're prepared. The reason they don't want to is because they want to pretend that it never occurred to them. This problem arises from a lack of communication in a relationship, which always results in conflict. You and your partner's relationship will suffer if they are unable to overcome their prior difficulties. In addition, they come out as obnoxious and aloof. I wonder whether the desire to always appear tough and in control is the reason behind this. Emotional unavailability tends to be more prevalent among male gender-identified people. It's not uncommon for them to be the harsh ones because of the pressures of society. When guys are young, they are taught that expressing their emotions is a sign of weakness. Now here are 3 reasons why you keep on choosing emotionally unavailable partners. Society believes that only women are allowed to feel. Because of this, it is understandable that individuals never have the opportunity to develop healthy coping mechanisms for their feelings. Even yet, it's a myth that only men are capable of emotional insensitivity. Emotional unavailability is something that anyone can exhibit. Number 1. Relationships you saw growing up influence your behavior. Compared to a few decades ago, love has evolved significantly. Progress in recognizing and honoring love is being made despite of social standards. People of all ages are becoming less concerned about how their passion is perceived by others. Instead, they concentrate on how they feel rather than what they are doing. However, this was not the case for our forefathers and foremothers. Relationships used to be governed by a set of rules, and people went to great lengths to uphold their public image. Heterosexual rules imposed mostly by religion were the norm in relationships a few decades ago. Children in every household required to be cared for by a woman, while the husbands and fathers had to provide for their wives and children. And it's probably the kind of relationship you witnessed as a child. Being able to express your emotions and experience genuine joy were never emphasized. It's possible that the parents were distant and focused more on how their relationship appeared on the outside than on their children. A number of studies have shown that when people are looking for a spouse, they subconsciously search for a relationship that is similar to ones they have had in the past. You strive to replicate the dynamic you had with your parents or other close family members as a child. You'll be drawn to someone like that if your role models were cold and emotionally unavailable. Number 2. Perhaps you are an emotionally inaccessible partner, yourself. We don't want to see ourselves as a contributing factor to the issue. Our natural tendency is to blame the person who caused our pain if they are incapable of empathic communication. You shouldn't have to worry about your lover mistreats you. However, the fact that you seem to be drawn to emotionally unavailable individuals should raise some red flags. Even if this is true, it does not mean that you will never have a negative relationship. When you first meet someone, you have no idea what kind of personality they have. It's important to look inward when you begin to notice a pattern. Your feelings may be the last thing on your mind when you are emotionally unavailable. You probably don't like to be exposed, and you don't know how to be kind. As a result, your attraction to someone with similar characteristics is only natural. Having a relationship with someone who doesn't try to push you out of your comfort zone by talking about feelings and boundaries feels more convenient. To be in the company of someone who isn't able to totally commit and connect can also seem safer because you do not have to. Emotional incapability can be acceptable in some relationships if you know what you want from them. No relationship has to be unhealthy for the parties involved. However, this is not a relationship that has any future. Number 3. Healthy relationships bore you. As a strange paradox, people don't always desire to do the right thing. This is especially true for the younger generation, which in many cases does not even know what is best for them as an individual at all. As you grow older, you begin to appreciate how important it is to feel safe and secure. In contrast, when you're a kid, you want to be giddy and delighted. You're a thrill seeker who gets bored easily. When you're looking for a mate, the last thing on your mind is whether or not you'll be happy together. You allow yourself to be swayed by feelings of attraction and want, and you're looking for some fun. It can be disconcerting to meet someone in good health who is always looking for mature solutions to problems. Passion and excitement are what you're looking for. If you're looking for excitement, you've come to the right place. Being emotionally unavailable is intriguing because it fits the idea that love is always a rocky journey. Fighting and suffering for someone you care about is a necessary part of a true love, isn't it? It's not quite that simple, despite what you might think. Love isn't tough, contrary to popular assumption. However, it's not going to be a great fit either. It's important, however, that you're able to discuss and solve problems maturely. The best dynamic you could ask for as you grow up is this one, despite the fact that it seems forced and dull. Don't let your desires get in the way of your happiness if you're still young. In a healthy relationship, the adrenaline rush isn't always present. Don't run away from a boring day with your partner just because it's a slow one. When it comes to dealing with an emotionally unavailable partner, those days are the norm. Last thoughts, bonus, on why someone keeps picking emotionally unavailable partners. Emotionally unavailable people are more prevalent in today's dating world than you might imagine. That's because we rely so heavily on technology for communication, and we don't talk about our feelings as much as we used to. With relation to effective communication, society has achieved some strides. Until now, we haven't reached a world where everyone understands how to handle their emotions in a healthy way. In addition, many are afraid of being vulnerable and making a long-term commitment to another person. It's not unusual for people to find themselves drawn to emotionally unavailable people. There are a slew of possible explanations for this. During childhood, most people saw relationships that were emotionally unavailable and distant. If that's all you know about relationships, you'll be looking for something like it. Alternatively, if you are also emotionally unavailable, dating someone who is the same may seem like a no-brainer. Thank you for watching.